More and more users are adding arbitrage betting as their side hustle in 2025. Today, we've got Bearded Arbor. I think the name pretty much sums it up. Here's his story.
I'm a concrete laborer of 20 plus years. I didn't have a lot of free time per se, but I would get home, something popped up, I'd take it. 5 a.m., I would take it, before I headed off to work. I'm kind of developing a system now to where I don't have to spend really any time. I hop on at 5:30 before the lineups come out and snatch as many pre-games as I can. Hit live for maybe an hour or two until I'm satisfied and close it up and check it later, see what I made. As of yesterday, I just about 6,400. And that's taking it pretty casual too.
What's up, man? Corey.
How's it going, man?
How are you, brother? Where
How's
you at?
my volume? Am I good?
Sounds clean, man. Everything
Beautiful.
great. Where are you at right now? What state are you in?
I am currently in Indiana. I am
Indiana.
just outside of Chicago, about 25 minutes from downtown.
Indiana. Nice, man. Ooh, sick beard, man. You look like a
Thanks, man.
Viking, bro.
That's how I came up with the name. I figured, hey, that'll help identify me.
Sick, man. I like that. I like that. So you're locked in. It looks like you're locked in right now. Were you doing any betting or?
I was just about to take a look, see what we had going on. My internet's been a little choppy thanks to
Okay.
Xfinity.
Oh, damn. Well,
So I haven't
that's
been
not
taking
good.
any live bets because of that.
Oh, damn. Really? It's really that bad?
Yeah, it's just not
Oh,
reliable enough. So
yeah.
I got one-sided when I first realized I was having problems, and I was like, I'm gonna just chill. I'll take the pre-games for now, and they'll be out tomorrow. So,
Yeah. How's that going? How are the pregame arbs going?
oh man, they've been great lately, especially
Nice.
with no Vig and Profit X. Liquidity's getting higher and higher on those player props.
Amazing.
It
How's
has
that
been
going for
great.
you? How's that going for you this month?
I'm good. I think as of yesterday, I want to say, yeah, just about 6,400 on the
This
month
month?
this month. And that's taking it pretty casual too. I'm not spending gobs of time there.
Wow. I think
And
that's
yeah,
actually insane. And I feel like I sound like a broken phone by now, but the fact that these exchanges are coming out now and there's just so much liquidity available, it's absolutely nuts. I think that's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. I mean, I imagine more are going to pop up too. Every time I've had an account get limited, it's like, oh no, what am I going to do? And then by the next day, I added two more books and
Yeah.
hitting the offshores, hitting the peer-to-peers.
What about Onyx odds? Have you hit that? Is that available in
Yeah, yeah. I just signed up the other day. That's
hey,
been beautiful actually.
it's FanDuel odds?
Yeah, it's FanDuel odds.
That's
So
amazing. Oh
if
my
you
God,
have
dude.
limits on FanDuel, you could put a little bit on FanDuel, put a little bit on Onyx, and
That's
get more down on that one side.
that's actually a great idea. Split the split the limit. Have you? Well, I don't. Nobody knows about the limits there yet because it's so new and fresh. But hopefully they're not. Even if they're when they come, they're still manageable because now you have the dual books and now states that didn't have FanDuel now have FanDuel, which is
Yeah,
insane.
that's here in Indiana. We have, man, pretty much you know
Yeah.
all the almost. I have 15 books available to me, not
Okay.
including offshore.
Ooh, dude, that's amazing. So, how long have you been sports betting? What's your story? Tell us the journey. Where does it all begin?
Yeah, so I actually first got into sports betting, um, seeing the promos, DraftKings, and all giving me bonus money. And what if I took that and bet on the same game, bet on the Bulls, bet on their opponent, right? and then just walk away with guaranteed money instead of taking the bonus money. So I did that, and
So
I had
you're
everybody in my
that's sorry to interrupt you there, but you sound like you were just arbing without even knowing that's what it was, right? You kind of just
exactly. Yeah, I had everybody in my house do it. I have two older kids, my
oh
wife, my son's wife. I'm like, hey,
nice.
the FanDuel is giving everybody $150, man. You get on there, bet both sides, you walk away with $75 or so. Find a basketball game or a football game with tight odds, minus
Yeah.
115 plus 105 or something. And yeah, so we did that. And then I seen a video with Alex talking about using the promo converter. And I was like, oh man, you know what? I kind of did that on my own, but this sounds a little bit better. It sounds like I could have got more out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So then I watched that video, found out he was a trader, and I had dabbled in arbitrage betting on or arbitraging cryptocurrency.
Yeah, exchanges.
Yeah, so I was doing that in 2017, 2018. So as he broke down arbitrage betting, I'm like, oh man, that is genius. I'm gonna have to look more into this. And then yeah, in July of this past year, I signed up, and then pretty much just took it pretty casual. I'm a I'm a concrete laborer of 20 plus years, so
Wow.
I didn't have a lot of free time per se. But I
Yeah.
would get home, something popped up, I'd take it. 5 a.m. I would take it, before I headed off to work. And
Wow.
then since I'm in Chicago, we get pretty harsh winters, so I get time off typically. So as soon as I got laid off is pretty much in December when I really started to take way more opportunities and do a lot more live.
Mm-hmm.
And from that point on, yeah, I think I made about 4,600 in December and over 6,400 now in January.
So like over 10K.
Yeah, as a side hustle.
Super casual.
Super
Wow.
casual. I'm getting more into it now, starting to post some plays on Twitter
Yeah.
and or X. But yeah, I'm kind of developing a system now to where I don't have to spend really any time. I hop on at 5:30 before the lineups come out and snatch as many pre games as I can, and then hit live for maybe an hour or two until I'm satisfied and close it up and check it later, see what I made.
Man, it sounds like you got it down, bro. That's amazing. Love that.
Yeah, I mean, the community's so great, man. There's just information for days. Everybody's DMs are open,
Yeah.
a million people will answer questions, send you referral links, get you signed up with new books.
Yeah.
That's been one of the best parts about this so far
Nice,
is
man. Yeah.
yeah, the community.
On the Discord, are you on the or Twitter, Discord everywhere?
Yeah, I'm everywhere. I've been in the shadows since July. Like I said, I used it casually, and now that I
Yeah.
have more time, I'm like, maybe I should start putting my stuff out there and let other people see, like, hey, this is the real deal. It's
Hmm.
the easiest side hustle you'll ever have in your life.
It is.
And if you love sports, I mean, it's a twofer.
Isn't that, yeah. That's so when you came back to the family saying, "Hey, remember that thing about the promo bonuses that we were hedging or whatnot? Hey, this is actually how you could even do it all at all times without even needing bonuses." Did you tell
Yeah,
them?
they
Were they
were
all like, "Wait, what? Did you just find gold?"
yeah, I mean, they at that point they were probably a little tired of hearing about the bonuses. Every time a new book popped up, I'm like, hey, sign up for this book. We got another 50 100 bucks. And yeah, by the time I showed them that, they're like, wow, man, that's crazy. So I actually originally signed up. I seen the videos, thought about it, and my daughter was turning 21 in November. So this is back in July. And
No.
I thought, well, I could probably use this as a side hustle and see how much money I can make and get us a trip to Vegas for your birthday.
No.
And sure enough, by her birthday, casually, at that point I was probably up 15,000, just doing pre-arbs before work and
July to
some,
November?
yeah, July to November. So I mean, July, August really wasn't
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
All I did was get limited on my few accounts I was using because I was betting on obscure sports because there wasn't nothing going on.
Yeah.
So I'm betting on weird soccer teams no one's ever heard of, and Bet 365 was like, I don't
Yeah.
think so, buddy. But
Yeah.
yeah. So by her birthday, yeah, I mean, it was enough to take the whole family to Vegas, thanks to Odds Jam.
Yeah. Sounds good, man. Were you using her account or just your own account? Well, now you have another
Oh
fresh set
yeah,
of
just my
accounts
own
right
account
there.
at that point. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I do have access to a lot of accounts because I think they get filled enough through my journey to where they're just like, yeah, I don't want to do it, but
Um,
it's yours if you want it.
well, yeah, yeah.
So
So what are you using now? So exchanges, right? What about live? So pregame, you're using Novig, Profit X. What else? Now, today.
yeah, Fliff, Bovada, just signed up with Bet 105,
Nice.
Bet Openly, um, mostly those for now. I mean, those are the ones that I'm seeing a lot on right now.
Yeah.
Um,
Live.
I
So the
do have
pregame and live, right? Both.
yeah, I mean, I have a limited DraftKings and a limited FanDuel as well.
Yeah.
Limits on FanDuel aren't too bad, but so I use those for pregame since they've already dinged me,
Yeah.
and a limited Bet MGM, limited Caesars. But those are still great books, actually, even limited.
Yeah.
So what I do on those is I mostly take middles. So if my limit's only $40, well, I'll middle it, and if the middle hits, that's a terrific arb at that point. So it's definitely worth still keeping those books, even if you do have limits.
Yeah. Yeah, because you also don't know when there's just volume to get down on those books that you're limited, and then on the books you're not limited. There's nothing at that moment, right? And it's still
All
time
right.
you're spending sitting down, right, waiting for the arbs. So however many seconds that takes on those limited books, still net plus, right?
Yeah, that's
Because
money. Yeah.
there's just you can't go wrong, man. You gotta with everything you have.
Yeah, it
Can't.
all adds up. It takes seconds to do it, and it all adds up. So, when I first started, I was like, I'd only make $2 on that. And I was like, hey man, two bucks 20 times a day, it's $40, man. Just take it.
Yeah, that's
And then
that's
yeah.
it. It's a grind, man. So have you any EV betting at all, or you're just the bearded
Uh
arbor?
yeah, I've been dabbling in EV lately. Uh,
Yeah.
smaller bits, whatever the odds jam software is kind of recommending I bet based on my bankroll. I actually just do 10% of that just to kind of get
Okay.
my feet wet.
Yeah.
Um, with the plus EV, there is obviously good variance, bad variance. So, with me doing so well, Arbin, I'm just like, I don't know if I want to run through bad variance right now. So I'm actually going to build the bankroll up a little bit bigger, and then probably go a little heavier on plus EV.
That's it. Sounds like you have a roadmap, man. What's the plan for the year? So you're still doing your pavement construction, right? That's what it was. Paving the
Yeah,
roads,
concrete, yeah.
concrete, right? Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'll probably be back to work here soon, unfortunately. But
Unfortunately.
now that I yeah, but now that I have a system down, it's gonna work great. I'll get home, plenty of time to hang with the fam, have dinner, see how everybody's day went, and then go hit some live for a couple hours and call it a day.
Yeah. It matches your life, and here's another example
Yeah.
for people that think that you might have to do this fully, like a long time a day or many hours a day, and to make at least 5K a month, let's say. But sounds like the system you've got, that will add to an extra 60K a year, which
Oh yeah, easy.
which is a whole other salary basically for average American.
Yeah, I mean, my wife and I like to go to the casino, so I'm already a little bit of a DJ. But
Yo,
so when I
DJ.
first started doing it, she'd be like, "Hey, you want to go to the casino this weekend?" And yeah, let me hop on Odds Jam, scrape up a couple $100, give us a little spending money. So we go gambling guilt free, if you will. And that's kind of another adventure I've gotten into through Odds Jam is a lot of these sweepstakes books, like
No,
Sportsino. They'll offer you these welcome packages of
yeah,
uh, buy a $200 package, we'll give you $300 or whatever it is, 250.
have
Well,
you
you
been?
get on there, you arb that for the playthrough, and
Yeah,
you just got 50 free bucks.
you're just on the hunt for just all the little
Yeah,
nuggets that are just there to be collected. People don't
yeah,
usually realize how powerful it is to just collect all of that as much as you can and convert
yeah. Well, I mean, once you
bonuses.
get into it, it's you if you want, you really start to find creative ways to make money. You see all these other opportunities, and you just take them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
And
the
a
that's a
lot of those sweepstakes offer you more for what you're putting in, so it's almost a no-brainer. Even
yeah.
even so Fliff has this thing called Side Pot. It's a little casino deal they're doing now, and they offer you bonus money. Well, they got games on there um, that you can pretty much put a bet on there. It's called like Rocket Ship. It's just a freaking rocket that goes up, and you got to bail out at whatever multiplier you want to bail out at.
Yeah.
Well, you could actually set that to do an autoplay. I put it on a dollar and put my multiplier just above one.
Okay.
So it runs it back and forth. Every once in a while you'll lose a buck, but you run through all that playthrough and get that bonus that they gave you, where they thought they were gonna keep you stuck there, right? Because you got to do 10 times playthrough or whatever it is. Well, I just put that on autoplay and let it recycle
Yeah.
and then collect what's left.
Sounds like you just leaked the edge.
Yeah,
That's on
yeah,
an
it's
edge,
too
right?
easy. That's too easy on that one.
That's that's whoever's gonna pay attention to that and try it and actually get it done, they just basically learned something
Yeah,
new. Hopefully it doesn't
and
just
to
stay
give
as information
realistic
here.
numbers, I put on 150 bucks and left with 177.50, right? So I didn't do nothing. Actually, I just had it running on my phone while I was arbing, right? So I got 27.50 for uh for making a deposit essentially. That was it.
Sick. That's the what that one of my favorite things about coming transitioning into becoming a sharp sports bettor, right? It's not necessarily just knowing how to use software or reading an odd screen. It's the way your mind now starts understanding sports betting and the all the little ways that you can just milk money out of it, right?
Right.
It's not
Yeah.
just like blindly follow these bets. It's hey, interpret the market from this perspective, right? And then now the sky's the limit because then you take that knowledge, when you take it even farther up, noticing line movements, maybe even heading into modeling your own probabilities, your own lines, your own odds, right? That's even farther down. But the
Yeah.
beginning
Yeah, I've
is,
dabbled into that too.
oh, how's that? What are you looking at? What are you modeling?
Um, so well, I've been noticing like a lot of times when a player prop will pop up, I don't know exactly what it is, if it's he's on the fence on whether or not he's starting or whatever, but you'll see his name pop up for everything. Like right now it's points, and 2 minutes later it's PRAs, a couple minutes later it's assists. And I'm like, all right, they can't figure out this guy's line. Well,
No,
then I'll go on No Vig or Profit X, and I'll take a FanDuel or a DraftKings, something that's had his line stable, and I'll go on there and I'll become the maker and make an opposing line on those books, create an ARB if somebody takes it. which a lot of times people take them. And you're smiling, thinking, "Man, can't believe you just took that." But thank you. It's a free $20. You just gave me a $20 ARB that didn't exist 10 minutes ago.
So you would hit the FanDuel DraftKings line and then offer the ARB on the exchange and then have that somebody take
Yeah, I
that
wouldn't
ARB.
lock in the FanDuel side or the DraftKings
You would wait.
until somebody
Oh,
took the other side. You're right. So
that
I'm
way.
looking for
Okay.
props that are stable on those two books.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
haven't been
Got it.
moving. They're kind of
Got it.
just
Got it.
sitting at minus 105. And I'm like, hey, anybody want to buy the other side for like a plus 115? And then, yeah, sure enough, you get that beautiful ding from Novig. It's like, yeah, somebody took it. And you're like, poof, lock it in on FanDuel. Just got an ARB that didn't exist.
Dude, that sounds amazing. Market making your own ARBs. That's
Yeah, I mean,
that's a genius, man. Congrats. You got it down, brother. You know what
it
you're
kind of had me a little paranoid the first few times I did it. Like, man, what if they buy it on that side and then FanDuel changes the line?
doing. What
So
if you're
I've
not
actually had
there?
that happen to me.
Okay, when did that happen? You weren't there
It
to lock
happened
the
on
other side?
Novig,
Okay.
and yeah, so the line changed, and I thought, man, can't cash out on Novig. What do I do? So I thought, you know what? Somebody bought it or on Profit X or Novig, but I'm like, somebody took the one side. Let me
Yeah.
see if I could, because they're welcoming to arbitrage bettors. So I thought, well, let me see if I can make the other side again to make it a small arb. And that's how I got out of it, actually. Yeah, I just went back on Profit X, took the other side of it, the under, made that, and sure enough, somebody took it. I mean, could have just been my lucky day, but hey, it worked out.
Have you tried
So
that
here I
multiple
am on
times?
Profit X, where I have both sides on Profit X,
On
an
profit.
actual arbitrage. I'm like, I can't even believe that happened, but sweet deal.
Yeah. Is that just multiple times once or has it happened before multiple
That
times?
exact scenario has only happened once on
Okay.
Profit X, but
What about the
for the most part,
scenario where, sorry, to interrupt, what about the scenario where you'll see the line on DraftKings and FanDuel be stable and then you'll offer it on Profit X or Novig? How many times have you been able to just like to get those
create an
arbs?
ARB,
Yeah, create arbs.
over a dozen
Oh,
times
so
since maybe mid-December.
okay.
I'll throw them out there. Usually, I'll throw one out there a day.
And
Sometimes I'll throw crazy ones out there and just see. Hey, you never know.
yeah, yeah,
That's that's kind of what I've noticed about being in the community and stuff is creativity is you know a godsend. It's you, you won't even think you're creative until you're in it, and then you start to see all these different opportunities. Like you said, you see how lines move.
yeah,
You'll see how certain players pop up, and then you start to brainstorm of like, man, how could I do this?
yeah,
And there's always opportunities. That's why
yeah.
parlay putter. I mean, he's a great example. A lot of people are like, I don't have a lot of books, and it's like, yeah, it's more about getting into it, and you learn so much that you don't necessarily need a lot of books. Uh,
Yeah, being in a state where it's just exchanges, right? Utah.
yeah, yeah, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Well,
he doesn't even have them all yet. I know he's still waiting to get Novig because something with his deposits on there, but so yeah, I mean he's been putting in a lot of work
yeah.
during work and after work. I mean, it only takes what 20 seconds. A lot of people think you're just sitting there all day, like looking hard, but you get a notification and you slap it. Is it $2? Sure, but it took me a couple seconds to do it, so hey, I'm taking it. You wouldn't walk past money on the ground, so
Yeah.
same difference.
Man, I love hearing just the fact that that skill like I was talking about is now like a little tool that you have that you can just adapt and doesn't matter what books you have or whatnot. It's the skill that will count, which is ultimately the I guess the nucleus of this side hustle, right? Is learning a
Yeah.
skill because then you can take that information and evolve with it even if you're elsewhere, right? And sports betting is legal. You have access to books anywhere or with friends or whatever. You could just be like, "Hey, look, this print some money with your degen friends." Do you have any degen friends? Have you tried to explain this too
Oh,
at
tons
work
of
or
them.
something? How does that usually
Yeah.
go?
They think I'm crazy and they act like it's complicated. They're like, "Oh, you'll have to show me. You'll have to come over. You'll have to show me." I'm like, it's not that complicated, man. I point them. I'm like, "Hey, check out the Father, or check out Arb Thief." A guy I worked with the other day was asking me about it, and I told him, "Hey, I tweeted him the link to Arb Thief's Google session. I was like, check this out, man. You'll understand it by the end of that session, and you'll probably still think that's too good to be true." But you know,
Yeah,
that's where I notice a lot of people are like, even my family, they're like, that seems too good to be true. And I'm like, well, it's not. It's just math.
yeah,
There's nothing complicated about it. It's just math. All the books set their own lines to be able to compete against each other. So and that's where you're finding the opportunity. A lot of people think, oh, is it ever going to end? And it's like, no, those books have to compete against each other, so they have to have
yeah.
different odds in a sense, because that's the way they compete.
I'm really curious to see how this year ends with the books that are going to come out this year, since sports betting is now so famous in the States. And obviously, America, they're number one in business in the world. New businesses pop up every second. Um, I want to see where all of this goes because now with the Onyx odds, right? It's like FanDuel Mirror. Now, where's the socials book that's gonna copy DraftKings, right? Now you'll have another book
Right.
with DraftKings line, and then who's gonna copy Caesars? Who's gonna copy MGM or something like that? It's just infinite.
Yeah, all the people that are gonna, see Novig and Profit X, like, that's an interesting idea. I bet we have a dozen of those before the end of the year.
Yeah, yeah, that'll be amazing for us. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that
yeah,
would
because
be
those are
amazing.
those are excellent for pregame.
Yeah,
You don't have to worry of like, oh man, am I gonna get limited for taking this?
yeah.
So you're able to put down bigger money. The biggest problem I have with Profit X is I I keep losing on that side. So, it's like $5,000 from there, goes over here, and it's like, oh man, I gotta get more money back on Profit X.
Yeah, the juggling the balances.
Yeah. I mean, I think at this point with the way those are is, it's probably a good idea to keep a larger portion of your bankroll on those too.
Yeah,
Because pregame, I mean,
you are
it's
true
just
that.
one after another.
Yeah, especially right. So 5:30 Indiana will be Mountain Time. No, that'll be
Central Standard.
Central Standard. So like 6:30 Eastern.
Yep.
Yeah, right before the game start, lineups get announced. That then you have what like a 30-minute window to just blast off, and then another hour or two when the game start, and that's it.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of my more difficult decisions. Taking live arbs is, it's like, man, all the games don't start at the same time. So
Yeah,
at like 6:30, I hop right into live arbing, forgetting that the 7:30 games, the West Coast games starting at 9,
yeah.
those are still printing pregame arbs, like massive. And then I'm trying to hop like a couple
It's,
live, and then oh man, look at all
it's
these
like just
pregames for the 7:30 games starting.
it's like look at all this money to just click and collect.
Yeah,
It's
it's like
it's
which money
crazy.
do you want?
It's really
Another
unfair,
part of
man.
my
It's kind of unfair for the people that are not arbing. It kind of feels like that. It's kind of like, man, all these people looking for, I guess, the more traditional online side hustles, quote unquote, like e-commerce and like flipping stuff on eBay, stuff like that. If all these people that grind all of that could just find this, it would be amazing. Like they don't even need people that don't even care about sports. That's the thing. It's mostly people that get into this that care about sports. They're in some sort of way like degens out of heart or something like that. But the people that don't really care about any of this, the chances that they find this are so slim. because they're not in that like algorithm, you can kind of say, right? That
Right.
like this
Yeah.
gets thrown in. They're in another algorithm that if this even pops up, they're like scam or like, but
Well,
yeah.
that's friends and family as I tell them about it. They're, like this is, I have a referral code for Odds Jam now, right?
Yeah.
But this is before I had a referral code. They're like, and what are you going to get out of it? I'm like, nothing. I'm just like, just all this free money sitting out there.
Give
Like,
me your
just thought you
account.
guys would be interested in it. And they all look at me like, okay, there's got to be a catch, and I'm like, yeah, there's no catch, man. It's just money. It's just free money. The only catches is like they all think, oh, you got to know about sports, and I'm like, no. I'm like, I got my pick at end of the year review, and I made most of my money off for Pepperdine, and they're like, what's that? And I'm like, I don't know. That's my whole
Pepperdine, what
point.
team?
It's like it's a college basketball team, right?
Yeah,
So, but
yeah,
I'm like, yeah, I've never watched them a day in my life, but
yeah.
I made more money off of them last year than anybody else.
Yeah, well, in that note, man, hopefully the people that did find this can hop in, look at more videos if they need any explanation. It's very simple. They're out here. But yeah, any last words for the people listening?
Yeah, I mean, if you're skeptical about it, curious about it, reach out to people in the community, follow the ARB thief, ARB father, follow yourself, our biologist, parlay putter, myself, reach out and ask questions, and everybody's open to answer. That's the best part about the community. And as far as thinking, can I do it? Can I not do it? I mean, the human condition wants to be comfortable,
Yeah,
And if you want more out of life, then you got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable
that's
and
right.
jump in it. It's
Preach.
you didn't know how to walk until you learned how to walk. And if you had the mindset that I don't know if I could do this, as a child, which you didn't because you didn't know failure was an option as a baby, right?
Yeah,
You just did
you
it
just
until you
did
were
it.
able to do it. And the next thing you know, you're running.
That's those
And
are
that's arbitrage betting,
some
man.
truth,
Just
man.
get in it, start walking. Before you know it, you're running. I mean, for most people, by the end of the 7-day trial, you'll be walking, right?
Yeah,
And then you'll say, man, I'm going to take this gold for a month. By the end of that month, you'll be running right in the platinum. And
yeah.
then from that point, you'll be on X telling everybody, come get this free money, man. It's freaking awesome.
That's the story. That you just summarize it perfectly. I think the last 10 people I've interviewed or something like that is what kind of like the roadmap. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, well, you heard it right there. You guys have any questions, DM us. And thank you, Corey. See you guys
Yeah.
in the
Thank
next
you
one.
for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Of course, man.